Hello Taurus and welcome to Wild Magnolia Tarot. My name is Maddie and this is your weekly reading for August 2nd through 8th. Quick disclaimer, this is a general reading and will not resonate with everyone. Take what applies to you, leave the rest. If none of it applies to you, you can check one of your other signs, like one of the other videos for your other signs, or you can go check out another wonderful reader on this platform who may have tuned into your situation a little bit better this week. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a doctor or lawyer or certified astrologer or anything of that nature. I just am a girl with a passion for the tarot. Anything that I say that resembles advice is based solely on my opinion, my experiences, my interpretations of the cards, and perhaps things that may come into me intuitively while I'm in the reading. I think I covered all my bases. I hope I did. So with that out of the way, we'll go ahead and we'll get started with your reading this week. Taurus, we're starting out with an archetype card again, and you guys got the Judge. I'll show you. Okay. So the whole point behind that card, the Judge, this is an aspect of you that's very important this week. You may be making a lot of very important decisions this week. There may be a situation in which you need to use your power of discernment to determine what is real, what is not, or if perhaps you are being deceived in some way. And just in general, deciding what is right for you and what needs to be released and let go of this week. So if that rings any bells for you guys, then this reading is definitely for you. This is going to be an overarching theme for the reading today and for the week ahead. And your position in your life as a judge, as someone who is deciding what stays and what goes, what is right and what is wrong. So I'll go ahead now and I'll pull another card, and this card is going to be cosmic or outside influencing energies that are affecting you guys this week or are playing into your situation in any way. I am using the Moonology deck, so this could also be considered lunar energies that may be at play. We'll go ahead and pull one for Taurus, please. Can I get a cosmic influence for Taurus this week? So we have the full moon in Virgo. It says you are good enough. So you may be battling this week with feelings of unworthiness or struggling to be happy with yourself and what you have to offer and to appreciate yourself for, your positive attributes and the positive things that you have to offer yourself and the world and the people around you. So you may be focusing a lot this week on coming to terms with your own personal value and working through insecurities as well. Oop, that's gonna fall. That did not focus like I wanted it to, as per usual, so looks like things are going good. So when I look at the Judge and you are good enough, this full moon in Virgo, perhaps you are being judgmental of yourself, or somebody else is being very, very judgmental towards you at this time, and this is causing feelings of inadequacy or that you are lacking in some way. So what I'm getting already is that perhaps you need to judge yourself less, forgive yourself more, and allow for mistakes and, anything that you might perceive as negative that is going to ultimately allow you to change and grow. So we'll go ahead now and pull a couple cards from the tarot. We'll start out looking at what is going on in the material realm for you guys. This is money, resources, career, work, anything tangible. This can also be referring to health as well. So let's see what is going on in the material for Taurus. Let's Okay, so first to come out is the Two of Pentacles, or the Two of Zent in this deck, and in reverse. This tells me that you may be struggling to maintain balance between work and play at this point in time, or balance having to do with finances in some way. Ooh, sorry. This could be indicating that you're feeling overworked at this time, and that you're expending a lot of energy into, you know, bringing an income into your work, into your career, and it's taking away from other areas of your life. So if this resonates with you guys, I would definitely evaluate whether the extra work is necessary or whether it's taking away from your happiness and your experience. So now I'm going to pull a card for your mental state at this time. This has a lot to do with mental health. If mental health is not really an issue for you and it's not something that you're interested in, that's okay too. It might still give you some added insight. Mental health is something that I focus on a lot just in my daily life, and so I like to approach that aspect of life in my readings for others as well. So we'll just see how you guys are doing mentally, mental health wise. Taurus mental health. So we have the Two of Vials, which is the Two of Cups in this deck, and it did come out upright, so that's good. We have the Soulmate card here. A partner or a soulmate may be very important or have an influence on your mental health this week, or perhaps if you aren't having any issues, they might be, and so this might be at play, or they could just be heavy on your mind this week. There could be a lot of thoughts that you're having surrounding your partnership or your relationship. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a soulmate. It can be anybody that you have a very strong emotional connection to in your life. I'm going to try to move that a little bit. It's not like you can see it anyway. Okay. So now I'm going to look in to see how you guys are doing on an emotional level this week. How are your emotions? I dropped several cards. I'm not keeping them. If they are important, they will come back out. How's Taurus doing emotionally this week? We have the Ten of Wires. And this came out for Aries too. You guys are exhausted. You've been carrying a heavy burden for quite a while. And you're tired of it. You're ready to let it go. You're ready to put those wands down. Oh, I forgot to say. Wires is wands in this deck. You have been expending a lot of energy on something. It could be a relationship. It could be this relationship that the Two of Cups is representing, that you may be spending a lot of time and effort on, or that it's something that is draining you at this time. You're just feeling exhausted. You're ready to give up. You're ready to bow out. You're ready to, you feel like you gave it your best and you're not seeing results. Or you're stuck and you don't see the end of the struggle. You don't see the end of the fight. And so you're just about ready to let it go and move on. And that may be necessary for you guys at this time. Because it came out in the emotional position, I don't want to assume and tell you that it's time to give up on anything yet. Because we don't have enough information. And truly only you can make that decision based on what you know of your own situation. I do wish that these would focus. If we pull them a little closer. Maybe not. Okay, but emotionally you are very exhausted. You are very tired and you are ready for change. You're ready for something different to happen. You're ready to move in a different direction. And honestly, you're probably just very ready for some peace and quiet, a break, a nap, anything. And that actually does tie in with that Two of Pentacles in reverse. If you are feeling very overworked, if you are in a position where you are holding up to both ends of a relationship when you should not be, this can be very exhausting as well. And this is something that you would have to, take up with the person that you are supposed to be sharing these responsibilities with in order to restore some balance to these areas of your life. So the next card I'm going to pull is going to be your spiritual status this week, how you're doing on a spiritual level. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups. This reading really is starting to resemble the Aries reading quite a bit. I do promise that I shuffled these intensely while I was in between readings. So the Ace of Cups in the spiritual tells me that there is some new opportunity or new connection waiting to be made on a spiritual level with another individual, or even with a guide, a spirit guide of some sort. Something that is coming into your life to help open you up and guide you through your spirituality. So this could be somebody, this could even be like a mentor or a teacher of some kind that you may be meeting, or even a student. You may find yourself in the mentor position. But this is some kind of relationship that is going to allow growth on a spiritual level. So the next card I'm going to pull is a card that's going to just be generally the most, well, basically the situations you'll be encountering this week, or a situation you'll be encountering this week that is most important, or that's going to require a lot of your attention, something that you need to be aware of. So what is the situation for Taurus this week? Okay, so we have the Nine of Vials, which is the Nine of Cups in this deck. The Wish card. This is very good. This is a wish coming true for you guys this week. Or taking steps, you're coming close to achieving something that you're really wanting at this time. So something that you've really been trying to accomplish or manifest in your life, or just general happiness. Something coming about that really makes you happy. You're like cloud nine, you know what I mean? Which is that what the saying is, cloud nine? Am I making that up? Or is it cloud 10? Whatever the case, you're on cloud nine. Something very good has happened or is happening, that perhaps will take a lot of that weight off of your shoulders that we were talking about on the emotional and mental level, or material level, excuse me. So the next card that I'm pulling is going to be challenges that you may encounter this week. What challenges are potentially coming in for Taurus this week? Okay, so we have the Two of Wires, or the Two of Pentacles. Or excuse me, not Pentacles. I don't know why I said that. We already have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Wands. This is Wands energy, fire energy. So in the challenge position, this tells me that there's something that you've decided to manifest, and you're getting you might be getting stuck in the planning process, or you may have trouble giving shape to an idea that has come to you, or some kind of desire, some kind of passion. Taking that desire and turning it into something that you can act on, something that you can work towards. You might be getting stuck in that process of defining and understanding what it is that you actually want, so that you can then make a plan and move forward in achieving that. See what other challenges may be popping up for Taurus this week. One more challenge for Taurus this week. Okay, so we have the Strength card, and we have the Strength card in reverse. So I think that this really does tie back into this Ten of Wires here. Very tired, sick of struggling, ready for things to just be easy for once, and possibly just feeling like you're at wit's end, or you're at the end of your strength reserve, and you just don't feel like you can hold on for much longer, or that you can fight for much longer. And this could potentially encourage you in some way to give up on something that you've been wanting, or that you've been working towards. Perhaps this Nine of Vials has not come into play yet, and you're just about ready to give up on it altogether. But I feel that because it came out in the situation position, there is a mosquito in my office. This is not okay. Not okay. Okay, sorry. But anyway, because the Strength card came out that way in the challenge position, then this kind of indicates to me that whatever this wish is that you are hoping for, that you're trying to bring into your life, is worth the fight. And that perhaps you won't need to fight for much longer to manifest this, or to at the very least make some sort of breakthrough in order to move forward and feel that you're coming closer to your goal. Even though you feel exhausted, you feel weak, you feel like you can't, that you can't do it, you really can, is what I'm getting from this. With a lot of 2s here, you may be struggling with just finding a good balance in your life so that you can reserve as much energy as possible. There could also, again, be an imbalance in who's carrying the responsibilities in your life or in your family, in your situation. And a lot of extra things are getting put on your shoulders. And this is making you feel like you're not able to achieve what you want because you're having to carry all the weight for somebody else. And this is what may be depleting your strength, depleting your energy. Let's see what advantages you guys have this week. What advantages for Taurus this week? So we have the Magician, and the Magician did come out upright. Okay, and this is your ability to manifest. This is your personal power to bring in any change to your life that is necessary to, negate the negative factors and to really bring into being the things that you wish for the most. This is a reminder to you that even though you feel weak, you feel tired, you are the magician. You have the power to manifest anything you want, and that includes the necessary changes to reestablish the balance in your life between the burdens you carry and your own happiness. And because I'm going back, I know we can't see it anymore, but the Judge card back here that I just almost threw into a candle. I think that the cards right now, Spirit is asking you to step back into your own power and make the necessary decisions required for reestablishing this balance and allowing you to chase your own happiness. There's nothing wrong with wanting happiness or looking for it and doing things for yourself that will make you happy. And if you are carrying an unnecessarily large burden that could be shared with other involved individuals, then, this is in a way giving you permission to reallocate those responsibilities, okay? Hold the people around you accountable. Don't carry more than you can handle, and don't carry more than your own load, basically. Because it really would be a shame for this energy, this magician energy that you have, to go to waste when there's so many opportunities available to you guys at this time. Okay, so the cards are really asking you to cut out the unnecessary bullshit, to hold other people around you accountable so that you can do what you want to do and what you should be able to do in order to achieve your own happiness. So get one more advantage for Taurus this week. Okay, so we have the Six of Wires, which is the Six of Wands, and it is in reverse. So for this to be in the advantage position, this tells me that some kind of perceived loss or defeat was actually in your best interest, a blessing in disguise. So if there's something in your life that you were working towards that just won't pan out, that you can't seem to succeed at, something that doesn't seem to be working out the way that you want it to, then it's because this is the universe's way of telling you that that's not how it's supposed to work for you. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. It's not meant for you at this time. And the message is hopefully that you'll realize that it's not what's right for you, and that you will turn your energies towards something different, something that may be more attuned to your to your calling, your destiny, if you will. I would recommend, based on that, spending time in meditation and meditating specifically on your purpose and what makes you happy. And then evaluating whether or not the things that you're doing and the energy and the resources that you're putting into your work, like whether or not those things could be spent in a better place, basically. If perhaps there's something different that you could be doing that would work out for you. I feel like once you realize what it is that you need to kind of give up on, or change direction. If you keep hitting a wall, then perhaps even just a slight change in direction could be the key to achieving this 9 of Cups here, this happiness. Okay, getting your wish may just require trying something different, or moving on from what you thought you were supposed to do, and listening to your heart instead of your brain, basically, is kind of what I'm getting here. That there is a situation that you may be overthinking, or there may be something that you are involved in simply out of obligation and nothing else, and it's not making you happy, and it's holding you back, and you're not finding success in it anyway. And so this is just spirit trying to push you in a different direction. So if that you feel like that resonates with you, then I would definitely think about what you have going on right now that you are only doing because you feel like you have to. Because perhaps you don't really have to. Okay, so one more card from the tarot, and that is going to be the lesson for you guys this week. What is the lesson for Taurus this week? Holy moly. Pure chaos and madness over here. So we have the Empress as the lesson for you guys. And so I think that the lesson is for you to learn how to nourish yourself and your own desires, your own hopes and dreams. Self-care, self-love, self-compassion. The Empress, of course, is very fertile, motherly energy. And so when it comes to the aspect of fertility, this very strongly relates to the Magician card, where you have ability and power and a great amount of creative potential. Are you putting your energy, your power into the right thing? Are you nourishing the right things in your life? Things that will grow into things that will make you happy. Perhaps it's time to nourish your own happiness, I suppose, is where I'm going with that. And show yourself a little love. Show your own desires some care and some love, and if there's seeds that you've planted of things that you really want to grow, then it's time for you to water those instead of carrying perhaps the burdens and the responsibilities of others when you shouldn't have to, or when you don't have to, So we'll go ahead and we'll switch to the Oracle cards, get a little more information for you guys this week. The next card I'm going to pull is going to give us an idea of any influences from the past that may be affecting you guys this week. Interesting. Okay, we have the Keeper of Whispers, the Mad Prophet, curiosity, madness, and forbidden knowledge. So for this to be coming out as a past influence, this kind of tells me there's something that you're curious about. There's something that you want to know about, something that calls to you on a very deep level, and has for a long time, perhaps ever since you could remember. There has been something that has been calling you, okay? And for whatever reason, you've chosen not to listen to it, whether you've convinced yourself that it's not real or that it's not important, or perhaps other things going on in your life convinced you to cast it to the side in order to focus on other things. But this is coming up again for you now, so you're hearing that calling still, maybe more than ever at this point. And because the cards up to this point are suggesting that you need to lay down unnecessary burdens to follow this calling, then I just feel that there's a very good reason, or something that has to do with your life purpose involved in this situation. Like, you are meant to move in a different direction. You're not supposed to be doing whatever it is that you're doing now. Not like you're not allowed, but you're being called in a different direction. And so now the universe is shaping your situation to push you that way, because otherwise you would fully commit to your previous obligations and would continue to ignore that calling. But something that's been calling to you your whole life, basically. I'm sure that if this applies to you, you know what that is already. It's time to start focusing on that again. It's time to turn your attention and your energy onto that and adjust your life in whatever way necessary to be able to continue to put energy into following this calling. So the next card I'm going to pull is going to be a card for any subconscious influences for you guys this week. Anything in your subconscious that is influencing you, something that you should be aware of. This could be potentially something that's holding you back, but this is some kind of subconscious influence for Taurus. Okay, so we have time. This is all about divine timing. Okay, so something in your subconscious is telling you that it is time to change direction, time to listen to that calling and to move towards it. Perhaps also you have a sense that time is maybe running out, or that time is of the essence in this situation. You cannot put this off forever. You can't wait anymore. It is time to make those changes now in order to start walking down the path that you have been called to this entire time, or your whole life, So now I'm going to pull a card for what kinds of energies you guys are attracting this week. And the energies that you're attracting have a lot to do with the energies that you are putting out into the world as well. So I like to say, if you don't like the card that comes out for this position, then evaluate what energy you're putting out into the world and how perhaps you could change it to attract something more aligned with your goals and your purpose. So the card that came out is the raccoon, curiosity, and exploration. So this is the energy that you guys are attracting. So a lot of information, a lot of hints, a lot of signs, information that is related to this calling that you have is going to be coming into you at this time. Once you start focusing on this call, then it's going to focus on you back, basically. It's reaching out to you. And the more energy you put into it, then the more you'll hear the call, basically. The louder it'll get. And this call for you is an explorative or exploratory, one of those words, experience. Okay, so I almost get a little bit of a vibe of like going into the unknown, right? So you may not know exactly what it is that you're looking for even, but now you're at a point where perhaps you're just following signs until you find where you're supposed to go, until you find the right path. And those signs are coming into you freely at this point. Okay, so the next card I'm going to pull is going to be something that you guys need to let go of this week in order to move forward. What does Taurus need to let go of this week? What does Taurus need to let go of? So we have story, okay? Zora Neale Hurston. This has to do with life story, cultural story, the story you've written for yourself, the stories we tell ourselves, stories from our cultures. So for this to be in the position of what you need to let go, this could indicate a need to let go of expectations, okay? Or perhaps the story that you tell yourself about yourself and who you are and where you're going. Perhaps it's time to write a new story for yourself, to redefine yourself, to redefine your life, and the path that you walk. Or simply to discover a new story, or a new way of thinking, a new way of being. But this has to do with some kind of preconceived ideas that you need to let go of in order to move forward. So the next cards that I'm going to pull a couple cards to describe for us strengths that you already possess that will be helpful for you at this time. So first we have prosperity. Okay, and so for this to be a strength of yours, then this describes your ability to manifest abundance no matter where you are in your life or what's going on, whatever your circumstances. You are able to easily, well, I don't know if it's easy, but you're always able to manifest abundance when you need it. And also this could indicate that you are attracting prosperity into your life at this time. So if you're not necessarily seeing that yet, then that is something that's going to be coming in very soon. And being able to have abundance is also going to help allow you to continue your journey towards this calling. Okay, let's see. One more strength for Taurus, please. We have beginnings. So to me, this indicates, one, new opportunities coming into you guys, but also your ability to adapt to any new beginning and to embrace new beginnings and when they appear in your life. You're able to start from scratch every time. And again, to go back to the prosperity, no matter where you're at in your life, you can always start something again from scratch and still quickly manifest abundance with that new beginning, right? So this is also your adaptability and your ability to live life to the fullest, I think, is kind of what's coming into my mind right now. Like, no matter what opportunity it is, no matter what your circumstances are, you're able to really just take lemons and turn them into lemonade, lemon pie, lemon meringue pie. If you really want to, you can take lemons and you can turn it into a diamond. Like, you are that powerful and adaptable. And so, bring this back to that full moon in Virgo. You are good enough, right? Perhaps you doubt yourself and your own abilities. And you may doubt yourself and your own abilities because of this story that you tell yourself about yourself. But you truly can do anything you want. You can make anything out of nothing. That is your superpower. Okay, and those are the strengths that are going to be very helpful for you this week, possibly even this month. So now I'm going to pull a couple cards for advice for you guys. Advice from Spirit this week that may help you to move forward in this this adventure. So the first card of advice is past lives. So meditating and exploring your own past lives may be helpful or useful to you at this time. Perhaps this calling from the past is actually from a past life. And so you may benefit from seeing somebody who could perform a soul retrieval for you. Or simply just meditating, doing a past life meditation on your own. And you can look up on the internet. There are videos that might be able to describe the process to you. Some stuck in my throat. A little froggy in my throat. But there is a significance to your situation right now of your past lives. They're going to be coming up at this time for you. And it's very important to try to explore that to the best of your ability. You may also be connecting to past lives in your dreams, so do pay very close attention to any vivid dreams that you're having at this time, because there may be hidden wisdom in there as well. But if you're having a hard time identifying this calling from the past with something that has occurred in this lifetime on Earth, then it may actually have something to do with the past life that is coming up now. Get one more card of advice for Taurus, please. So we have North, okay, solitude. So peace and quiet by yourself, meditation, breathing, a good bath, relaxation. But most importantly, alone time. Alone time is going to be very necessary for you right now, Taurus, to do the hard mental, spiritual work, to figure out what your next step is, and to identify what it is exactly that is calling to you at this time. So don't feel bad about shoving other people out and just saying, go away, I need a minute. Don't feel bad about, or selfish about, taking time to yourself. Also to nourish yourself, to care for yourself. Because if we go back to the lesson card for you guys this week, it is the Empress. And so self-care may play a very huge role in your ability to connect to this calling. So don't forget to take care of yourself. Get appropriate rest. Don't forget to eat good, healthy, full meals. Pay attention to your own needs this week. Because I think that you're going to potentially expend a lot of energy in this exploration process when it comes to identifying your calling and really getting to understand it and see where it's coming from. So the last cards I'm going to pull a couple Lenormand cards just to wrap up the reading. They are read in pairs, and so I will draw two. And this is just the last little bit of insight, anything that I've missed up to this point that Spirit wants to point out before we close out this reading. Anything else for Taurus this week? Okay, so first we have the Garden. This can reference a social situation, a social place, a gathering of some kind. Well, so this is a social gathering of some kind. There's a significance to a social gathering this week for you guys. Let's see what else. What is the significance of this? We have the Rider. Okay, so you may meet somebody very important at a social gathering that brings you a message, or perhaps that gives you a sign that triggers your memory. This could even potentially, because I'm going back to the past lives card and the other cards on the table, right? Even time here. Time. I think perhaps somebody may give you a message at some kind of social gathering or in a public place. It could be a total stranger that says something or gives you some message that triggers a memory, or that just makes everything click for you in your head, makes everything make sense. This could also be an offer or an opportunity posed to you from somebody that you may encounter at a social gathering. But All I can say for sure, Taurus, is that for some of you, there's going to be a social gathering of some kind, or somebody that you are going to encounter in a public place that is going to deliver to you, a very important message. So do keep your mind open and your ears open, and don't be surprised if that does occur this week. All right, Taurus, that's all I've got for you guys this week. If you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated, please feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. I upload every week. And I feel like I was going to say more, but then I lost it all. So I'm just going to say thank you, good night, take care, and I'll see y'all next week.